Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you're well. Hope you're looking after yourselves on this very wet Wednesday. That's a bit of alliteration for you. You're welcome. Hopefully going to give you a little bit more of some positive news when it comes to our potential transfer dealings when it comes to January. I do have updates around some injuries to some pretty important names in the first team as well. And I kind of want to talk about what that means and, how potential lack of depth could be a real killer this season. So we'll talk about that. But let's jump in with some transfers. You're here for a reason. You're here to say, Andy, I want to know what is going on with some transfers. And I'm here to show you, all right? Ignore the tash. Just here to show you. So we're talking around a player that I didn't know too much about going into this video. And I didn't see this link coming in. But the Country American Cano put out that PSG, Lyon, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Tottenham and Manchester United are monitoring the situation of Lille's 17-year-old under-21 French defender, Leny Yoro. So, I'm going to put my hands up. I don't know every 17-year-old that plays football, okay? I don't know every player that plays in Ligue 1. I don't know every player that plays for Lille. Okay, so I thought before doing this video, let me get informed on this player. Let me get informed on his stats, how much football he's played, what kind of player he is, what style of player he most reminds me of in the Spurs setup. So we're talking Leny Yoro, the centre half for Lille. And this is a key part because we all, as fans, think, look, we've got two really great centre halves. We love the partnership we've got there in Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero. But we also sit there and go, one of them gets injured, what have we got? Right? And with Lenny, there's potential there to have someone that, might remind me of one of those two. But let me talk about him as a person first. So he's 17 years old, as I said. His birthday is next month. It's on November the 13th. His current contract, and this is why I think teams are monitoring him, ends not this summer coming, the summer after in 2025. I nearly said 2005. I'd have been 9. I'd have been 9. And Lenny wouldn't have been born. There you go. So we're talking about 2025 for Leny Yoro and his contract ending. So very interesting there. Yet French under-21 international, which shows if you're 17 playing under-21 football for the national team, you've got to be all right, especially in the French setup. We know what France have got. We know what players they bring through. It's definitely a decent national team. A decent one. Not the best. But yeah, so a guy who, very young, okay, transfermarket.co.uk valued him of October 16th. That was Monday, just been, at 18 million euros. So not crazy expensive. I do think he'd probably go for more than that. Obviously, the upside to him could potentially be very, very high. He's kind of been dubbed as one of the next big generation players in terms of central defenders. Because in France, they have some amazing central defenders over the last sort of few years. Everyone thinks of Rafa Varane. You still got players like Lucas Hernandez, Dio Upamecano. They did have Aymeric Laporte, who couldn't even get into this French squad. That's why he switched allegiances to the Spanish national team. And Laporte is unreal. And that shows you how much depth they have at that position. There's more in there, but I'm not going to go through them all. But anyway, you're probably sitting there going, he's 17 years old. He's played no football for Lille. What are we doing? We need someone that at least plays a little bit of first team football, maybe. You're wrong. He plays a lot of first team football. And it did kind of surprise me about how many games of football he's played this season alone. So when I look at this season alone, he's played 7 times in the Ligue 1. He's played twice in the Europa Conference League qualifiers and once in the Conference League itself. So he's played 10 games this season. He has actually scored 2 goals, interestingly enough. So 1 in every 5 games for a centre-half. That's pretty decent. Because I was looking at it, I was thinking, substitute appearances here, there and everywhere. I was looking. He started on the bench for the first game of the season. He came off the bench for the second game of the season playing 9 minutes. And from then on, he's played 90 minutes every game since in the Ligue 1. He's played 90 minutes for both of the for 2 of the 3 games for the under-21s, French under-21s. He's played near enough 90 minutes in both games for the Conference League qualifiers. So, very interesting kind of levels of trust that Lille have in a 17-year-old, but also very interesting enough that he's actually getting really solid game time. And that's, I think, another thing that we take into account here. You know, the fact that he's played 550 minutes in 7 games in, 549, but you know what I mean, in Ligue 1. He's played 170 minutes in the Conference League qualifiers. He played 90 minutes in the one Conference League game. So he's a player that is playing a lot of football at such a young age, which shows there's a player there. Now, Lille this season, to give you an idea, are 7th in the Ligue 1 table. They've won 3, drawn 3, lost 2. So if they could lose the next one, that'd be fantastic, just for symmetry's sake. Just for symmetry's sake, that's all. They are 3 points behind PSG, who are in 3rd. But let's be honest, if you stay 3 points behind PSG all season, you'd probably end up 2nd. So, you know, not the end of the world there. But the one thing I found interesting when I watched videos of Leny Yoro, and I do recommend you go off after this video and just see if you can watch a video for 3 minutes on Leny Yoro. I really recommend it because there was some takeaways that I had from watching a few of the videos that he reminds me so much like a Romero, but also a cross hybrid of a Mickey van der Ven. You know, Romero loves flying into challenges, setting a tone for the back four. You know, Mickey van der Ven uses his long limbs and body really well to, you know, tackle from the side. You know, not trying to force it, but try and remove it from the ball from you. And I kind of got the gist that it's kind of a little bit of Lenny between both of them. You know, I've seen him flying into tackles. I've seen him being, for a 17-year-old, quite physical. But I've also seen him use his long limbs to kind of say, look, I don't mind the guy getting a step on me because I know I can still get the ball with not having to keep up the pace with him. What I also noticed is whilst he was on the ball, very, very competent, very good, actually quite skillful at times. He plays on the right-hand side of the central defence and he does play the right centre-back position. So, again, the Romero-style position. But, you know, there's no reason why him or a Phillips couldn't masquerade as a left centre-back if we wanted him to. What I think is key, because I'm going to go into some injury news at the moment, and it does refer to Romero, is that we've got 2 great ones, but we don't really know what we have behind. What have we got in Phillips? We don't truly know. And what makes me worried is that we don't know. Now, I would love that if we played Fulham and we're 3-0 up and with 15, 20 minutes to go, you go, Phillips, on you go. Go and get Romero off. Go in there, get some minutes. You know, we concede 1, don't worry about it. Get yourself some minutes in the Premier League. We want to see what you've got. I want to see what he's got. I think you want to see what he's got. So let's move on to some injury news, because I'm going to talk about Romero first. So Romero went off at half-time of the second game of Argentina's international break, citing some issues with his ankle. Look, this is the concern. When it comes to the 2 centre-halves, it's probably the most important 2 players in our team. You know, if we have them, I feel quite solid around. I feel comfortable with Pedro Porro. I feel confident with Destiny Udogie, and I feel fine with the midfield and attack. You lose one of those 2, I don't feel as fine. But Romero's camp has said he's feeling pretty confident he's going to be fine to play against Fulham on Monday. And it was kind of fortunate that we actually are playing Monday. It gives him an extra day's rest. And if he's going to spend a day travelling back, it gives him that extra day's rest, you know. So it's good news that he does feel confident that he'll play against Fulham. Under past regimes, he might have not played. He might have gone, actually, I wouldn't mind the game off, you know. I'm not that fussed about getting back. But under this regime, as a vice-captain, you can kind of see he has stepped up that whole, no, I'll play through some pain. You know, you saw when he got concussion, he was like, no, let him play on. Obviously, it was good that he came off, but it shows a character development that he's wanting to play through issues. He's wanting to play through pain. He wants to lead by example. And I love that. The other big one is Heung-min Son. So Sonny at half-time of the South Korean game, basically, he had some lumps kicked out of him a little bit, and he was walking off and he was limping and he did look sore. He did go out and play the next 45 minutes in a 6-0 win, which I think a lot of Spurs fans were a bit annoyed with Klinsmann to say, you know, why is he playing a full 90 minutes? He looks injured. He probably is a little bit injured. There's no need to play him 90 minutes. Again, We don't control that as fans. We don't control that as a club. You know, if a player is fit enough to play, go and play. That's the way international football works. They changed it so players don't go, oh no, I'm injured, I'm pulling out. But a lot of them have to actually get assessed by the national medical team. He did get rest for the first game. He didn't play at all in the first game. He was on the bench but didn't play. Yes, he played 90 minutes in the second game. I mean, maybe Spurs fans would probably wanted it other way around, so we can say he's had 10 days rest as such. But it does kind of look like it's not super serious. So there's a little bit of good news there. I think they'll do assessments on both probably by the time they come back in the next day or two. I know a lot of, obviously, the first team is already back at Hotspur Way, which is good. I love me some Pedro Porro updates, that's for sure. But it's a big week ahead leading into Monday. Obviously, we've got guaranteed players missing that game in Basuma. Yes, players might be coming back, and yes, we're close to seeing a little bit of Bentancur. He's a little bit far off, but you know, in the next month, you'll definitely see him, which is the exciting thing. But yeah, definitely a really big weekend, so we could do with having those two lads back fit and healthy. But anyway, guys, that's in the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below. You've got Leny Yoro. What do you think about Leny Yoro? Would it be a player that you would want Spurs to pursue? Let me know around the issues around Romero and Sonny. Does it make you a little bit worried about our depth? Does it make you feel okay? You let me know as well on that. I know you will. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are very close to 1400. So if you are not subscribed, hit me a subscribe button. Do us a favour. Do us a favour for the Tash as well. And hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.